Speaking of legal frameworks, I'd like to move on to Marie. So, how can nature's rights be brought into the EU legal framework, and how can these rights help deliver the Green Deal?
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks also to Munta and Kilian. I think this is really important what you achieved. And as we are talking here about oceans with all these beautiful images and this breathing exercise that you made us doing, I really do think that it's time that we think over what are the legal statuses of these global commons, natural global commons, and think over what do they need. And they have the right at least to regenerate and to be respected. And I think that this is something that we must understand, especially since we damage so much the oceans. So it's time that we take this page on. And of course, this is possible. This is possible in many ways. In the study presented by Munta and Kilian on the European Charter of Fundamental Rights of Nature, we already have a few different options. We have the option of incorporating the Charter in the EU treaty. We have one article for that, the Article 48 on the Treaty of Functionment of the European Union. But we can also have something, aside a charter as an interinstitutional non-legislative act by the Council, the Parliament, and the Commission. Sometimes we pretend that we cannot do things, but we have actually some ways if there is a political will, and in that matter, the political will to protect the living and the ocean. But we can push for the rights of nature in many different other ways, because we can also have a large-scale legal reform that would integrate in all environmental European texts the rights of nature approach and its vocabulary. So it can be done within the directive on environmental impact assessments, for instance. It can be done on the directive on environmental liability or on the directives related to access to justice. We can work towards the right of nature in many different ways and have a political umbrella like the Green Deal is. The Green Deal is about changing 50 different pieces of legislation to reach our environmental goals. We could have the same with the rights of nature umbrella, which would, lead us to change all the different laws. Or we could also have something that I'm promoting for a few years now, which would be an environmental treaty, because we have a treaty on the functionment of the European Union. We have human charters, European Convention on Human Rights, but we don't have any environmental treaty. And this is also one of the initiatives that we could push for. But of course, for that, we need to reach out political majority. And this is something that we still need to work on. But I do believe that things are changing a lot, because we are calling now in the European Parliament for the recognition of the intrinsic value of the ecosystems and for granting a legal status to the ancient and primary forests. So one day we can do it also for the oceans and for the rest of the ecosystems.